Hello Taurus, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the month of September. How are you, Bull Gang? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. Thanks for stopping in here. I do appreciate you. If you are brand new and you've never been here before and you're just rolling up in on these shenanigans, welcome to you. Thank you for giving a shot here. I hope that you will subscribe, and even if you don't, thank you for clicking here today. I appreciate that. And for those of you who are the ride or dies, thank you so much for being around here. I do appreciate you all the time. Your clicks and views, all of it. Thank you so much for all the ways you love me. I hope you'll say hello in the comments. For those of you who are new, we've had a lot of people show up in the last few days, the last week for sure. So I hope that you'll say hello and let me know that you're new here. And welcome to the tribe. Look, there is a reading sale. The reading sale begins today, and it will go to the end of the month of September, and is between $5 and $20 off of all of my readings, and that'll be different compared depending on whichever reading that you book. So it starts at $5 off, goes up to $20 off, and yeah, go take a look over at WISIO. I'll leave a link below this video in the comments, and you can go over there and take a look at the prices. The prices are posted as is. You do not need a code. All right, tell me what is coming up for Taurus, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the month of September 2024. Taurus, we have some inner peace. Well, hey, who can't use the inner peace, right? I feel like it's going to be a month of things that are going to be pretty even for you, that you're going to be feeling pretty peaceful. And I feel like it's because of some wisdom. I'm looking at all these colors here, the pinks, the yellows, the purples. You know, it's all about, and the greens, it's all about the heart chakra, the crown chakra. It's about the solar plexus chakra and the sacral chakra. If you're not sure what all those mean, it's time to go study. But it looks like the chakras here are involved in your inner peace. Feels like you can sort of take a break from something here. We do have taking risks. Oh, it's the calm before the storm. That's what it feels like, Taurus, that there is something that you're going to be taking a risk on here, but first you must center yourself and get some inner peace about it first. And it's time. It's giving you time, I think, in this inner peace to bring your courage forward. Again, we have violet energy. We've got orange energy here, which is sacral chakra. We've got purple energy here. We've got pink. We've got green. We've got blue, throat chakra. Like all of the chakras here are present, it seems. All right, Taurus, it's a little bit more energy here. Tell me more about Taurus. What else do we need to know? Tell me about this Bull Gang. What do we need to know for September 2024? We have change. It is a month of change. You will be taking risks, Taurus. So I feel like if you're in a place right now where it's kind of Groundhog Day, work, eat, sleep, I feel like you're supposed to be, if there's nothing going on in your life right now, no dates, no going out, and maybe not socializing so much, this is about to change. It says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So there must be change in order for you to evolve. It means changing your position on something, changing your mind. It means changing whatever you've been doing in your daily routine. Maybe it means that you need to make change in your daily routine. But I think taking this risk is going to change things for you, is what I want to say. But right now, I feel like you're going into September with sort of an inner peace and ready for something to change. Bottom of the deck, we have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Well, that definitely is true for me. I am a Taurus as well. And I feel like it's time for you to look at things in a lighter way, instead of being so serious. Because look, being a Taurus, no matter where it comes up, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, it can be pretty serious energy, right? All right, tell me more about Taurus. What do we have here? We've got obsession. It says focusing too much on one situation can lead to a step back. So you need to take a step back here. And that's actually one of the things that we'll be talking about in September. We're talking about, the first question is, what do you need to take a step back from? So it's time to take a step back from something, whatever you're obsessing over, whether that is playing guitar, maybe it's food, maybe it's you're hoping somebody's going to arrive in your life. It's time to stop obsessing about it. It's going to happen when it's going to happen, and your obsession is not going to change anything. We do have wisdom. It says knowledge gained through experiences from a wise counselor. So I feel like that if you do need help stepping back from an obsession, if you feel it is an obsession, maybe it's time to check in with somebody who you feel has more wisdom than you. And then we have pay attention. It says, look out for signs from the divine, acknowledge red flags. So red flags could be that you have an obsession and you're not willing to change your mind, right? The risk isn't going to apply to you. You're not going to be able to bust out of some sort of situation you've been stuck in if you don't agree to change and stop the obsession, whatever that is for you. Limiting self-beliefs, it says negative thoughts are creating a roadblock in your life. And I was talking about changing your mind. And this, for some people, is an issue. They hate on people, holding grudges. I'm pissed off with whoever did whatever bad to me. I don't care if it's love or friendship or whatever. Some people have a limiting self-belief, and that is that I can't change my mind. It's hard for Taurus to change their mind. It is true. All right. All right, tell me about September 2024, Taurus. I made up my own spread here. Let's go at it. First question out, what do you need to step back from? That's what I was talking about. You may need to take a step back and reevaluate something here. What do you need to take a step back from, Taurus? You need to take a step back from maybe getting in other people's business, I want to say. Maybe giving your opinion. Maybe telling people what they should be doing because it worked for you. It feels like the throat chakra is something that you need to step back from. So the thing is Taurus, you're always running in to help people, right? If they're on fire, you're running in there with the extinguisher. I feel like you just kind of need to let people do what they're going to do without interjection, unless they ask you for your wisdom. What do you need to step toward, Taurus? We're going to come back and clarify all these, by the way. What do you need to take a step toward this month, Taurus? The waiting game. So knowing when it's time, right? Go here. Knowing when it's time to say something and when it's time not to say something. I think the waiting game is what you need to do. Circle the situation, right? This person is circling the situation, not necessarily paying attention to the time frame, but this person is circling the situation, sort of getting the view from all sides before you say something. I feel like you're supposed to hold back from saying things unless it's absolutely necessary. And I mean that when it comes to things that maybe don't necessarily involve you, possibly. Tell me, the card number 3, what will your finances bring for September, Taurus? What will your finances bring? Triumph and success. Da-da-da-da. There it is. I like it. So triumph and success, Taurus. I feel like this is going to be a good money-making month for you. So however that goes down for you, whether it's in your job, maybe you find a new one, but you are having some sort of clarity or a realization here. Some of you, this might be a breakthrough because this hand is coming out of the ground. Maybe you felt buried in your finances, but now it's time for you to stand up, to say something, to get some clarity on the financial situation, and I feel like you will have success. How can you get to your financial goals? How can you meet your financial goals? There it is, balance. It's the card that flew out. It says here, balance, and that is the Chariot. So I feel like you will have victory here, because it does say here that you have triumphant success. You will have victory here in meeting your financial goals if you can learn to be in balance. You know, the feminine masculine energies is what I'm talking about, right? Because when we're running at things, going at things, sometimes we're a little bit too aggressive. That is more masculine energy. And I'm not saying masculines are aggressive. I'm saying that the feminine energy is more kind of laid back and waiting for things to arrive. And I'm saying that I feel like you're supposed to balance those two, knowing when to step forward and knowing when to step back. And we'll talk more about that. We'll clarify. What is the most important thing that you should be working on this month, Taurus? The most important thing you should be working on this month? We have the Hanged Man. I feel like you're holding back from something, and we'll talk about that. We'll see what the tarot brings for us, but I feel like you're holding back from something. Sacrifice in this deck is the Hanged Man energy. So it feels like you are holding back from something, and it feels like that thing might be emotional for you. You're waiting for the end of the rainbow. I feel like you're wanting things to work out in a certain way, but you're kind of holding back or pausing, I feel. So we'll talk a little bit about that, a little bit more about that. The last card on the table, I'm going to talk about new love that's coming, a new romantic partner. Tell me about the new romantic partner. Is there one coming in the future for Taurus? New romantic partner. We do have choose wisely. Okay, I think it's going to be more than one. Look at that. Look at all these hands here, right? We've got two two birds that are flying, and we have, I need to make some emotional choices. There's water here. So it does feel like you're going to have more than one opportunity for a new romantic partner in the future. We will talk more about that. It's going to be overwhelming, possibly. You don't know which way to go. Yeah, I feel like you are trying to figure out which person to pick, which one is the good one. I feel like the authority, it could be an emperor that is arriving here, and or you might be the authority. You're the last word. You're the final word, right? Financial and material changes are coming here, but we already knew that because we're talking about triumph and success. All right, let's look at some tarot, Taurus. Let's find out what all of this means. A little more detail for Taurus, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about the bull gang. September of 2024. Tell me why the throat chakra is something that Taurus should step back from. We've got the Queen of Wands. Interesting. So I feel like that the throat chakra is something you should step back from, because the Queen of Wands is someone who just goes for it, right? Just goes for it, doesn't have to be asked, just is going to give their input, is going to go get whatever they want. I want to say this is part of your growth, Taurus. Part of your growth is to just like know when you should interject and know when you should not interject. And I think it's going to be paramount for you in the month of September. The Queen of Wands is somebody who is pretty tough, right? She's forged through fire. And fire means, like in the past, there's been a lot of things that came to kill her, but only made her stronger. So this is somebody who I feel can almost be overpowering with their voice. So I'm going to say be careful of being overpowering with your voice. I'm not saying don't speak up. I'm saying learn to know when to waste your time saying something and when not to waste your time. You don't have to weigh in on everything. We do have the Eight of Wands. So interesting. The Eight of Wands shows up. So it tells me here that there is some incoming communication, Taurus. So I feel like you are supposed to watch the throat chakra, because there's some incoming communication here. Tell me what this is. We have the Nine of Pentacles. It is about a confidence thing. The confidence is going to tell you when to speak up and when not to speak up. I feel like somebody who's super confident is coming at you. Somebody who is single, possibly. They don't have to be, but the Nine of Pentacles is about somebody who's built something all on their own. They could be an entrepreneur. They could be somebody who is building a business. So I feel like there is going to be some incoming communication, Taurus, and I feel like you're going to be able to practice this inner peace. Look, this inner peace that I feel like you've been learning over whatever's been happening for the first part of the year, right? I feel like this is the risk that's going to happen here. Somebody I feel is going to communicate to you about moving forward, or about, because that's what the Queen does. She always moves forward. She gets what she wants. She is the person who is independent and does it on her own. I feel like you're going to meet someone who's like that as well, independent and does it on their own. So I feel like you're going to have some incoming communication. So I feel like you're supposed to, when I say step back from it, Taurus, I mean, don't give everybody the whole story. Let them speak. Listen to them. Let them tell you their story, and then offer little bits of information. It's the best way to play it. I'm just saying. It works. I am the prototype. I used to jump in where it wasn't my turn to jump in, and sometimes it would cause things to be a problem. And I think that's what it's saying here. I feel like that there is somebody who's very confident coming towards you, but you're equally as confident. And I feel like you're supposed to let that person talk, and you're supposed to be the observer. All right, let's talk about what do you need to step toward here. And it says the waiting game. Tell me what's going on here. We have the King of Wands. Are you waiting on a King of Wands, Taurus? Possibly, but you could be waiting on inspiration as well. Maybe there's something that you've been holding yourself back from, procrastination, right? And it could be that you've been wanting to do it, but you haven't quite done it for whatever reason. Some people are scared of what's I going to say? Being successful, right? We've got triumphant success here. Some people are scared of being successful. And I think that maybe you're holding back on something until you feel inspired by the universe to move forward here. Tell me more about the waiting game. You're waiting on some sort of invitation, possibly. We do have the Three of Swords in the reverse. Okay, Taurus, it feels like you are waiting for either an invitation or some invitation to a reunion. There is going to be celebration around about the middle of September, and it feels like somebody is going to feel inspired to step forward to you after waiting for a really long time, the waiting game. I feel like the waiting game is because somebody here has a broken heart. I feel like the person that you're waiting to step forward. Now, this could be somebody who is a best friend. Maybe you had a falling out. Maybe you had a falling out in the family, right? Maybe a sister or a brother, a mother or father, a child. Maybe you have an adult child that you're on the outs with. But I feel like the waiting game is about to come to an end because there is a reunion here. So the Three of Swords tells me that we're nursing a broken heart, something that was disappointing, heartbreaking, something that didn't work out the way you thought it would. It went sideways. But I feel like somebody, it could be somebody who is an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo. Somebody here might be stepping forward here and asking you to come out. These people are, they have drinks in their hands. Can I buy you a drink? Can I buy you a coffee possibly? Those look more like coffee cups than wine glasses, I'm just going to say. But I feel like there's been a waiting game. Whatever you've been waiting on, there's somebody that you've been waiting on to come forward because you felt like you couldn't step forward because of the Three of Swords. So I feel like the waiting game is going to be over. Whatever that situation means to you, I feel like either you're feeling inspired or someone else is. But there is an inspiration to come back together again or have some sort of a reunion or a celebration. And it's because we've healed our broken hearts, right? We've healed the things that broke our heart or that was disappointing between us. What will your finances bring, Taurus? Triumphant success. We could just skip over this and go to the next thing. That's all we would need to know, really. I feel like somebody's having a breakthrough in their finances, to be honest. I feel like you're a person who's getting it together. Look, we're in Virgo season now. It's time to get our crap together. That's what Virgo does for us, because Virgo is the one who is the watcher, right? Takes it all in, listens to people say their story. And that's why I was saying that with the throat chakra, that it's time for you to pull it all in and be the watcher, be the observer, and let people say what they're going to say before you say something back. But I think it's the same for your finances here, that I feel like you're having some sort of a breakthrough of clarity as it pertains to the finances here. We do have the Ten of Wands. I feel like for somebody, you've been carrying burdens. You've been resilient, trying to, rob Paul to pay Peter, or whatever that saying is, rob Peter to pay Paul. You know what I mean? It feels like somebody is like moving money here, moving money there. Okay. It feels like it's been like on the edge, I want to say. You're going to be able to drop some financial burdens in the month of September here, or at least some worry, because I feel like it's really heavy and all you can do is look down. Like I think this person is just looking down here. So maybe you've been down, but I feel like it's like you cannot fit one more heavy burden financially into your life here. And I feel like you're going to be cutting out some of those financial burdens. The ones you have control over. We have the Seven of Swords. And we have the Judgment card. So this is all about you. You're the one that's going to have to do the hard work to bring the triumphant success. It's about decisions for you. There are some people that you don't trust. And I feel like that these people are laying burdens upon you, but you're willingly taking them. So I want to say these are people that you're borrowing money to that don't pay it back. These are people that you're giving money to and saying, oh, don't worry about it. I know you're in a bad financial situation. I feel like it eventually gets you into a place where maybe you're not, maybe financially stable, or maybe it's just overspending, maybe just going out. It's summertime, camping, traveling, maybe it's that. But it feels like with the Seven of Swords, something is underneath the surface. And I feel it's like you don't show anybody how hard it's been financially. You don't show that to anybody. It feels like people are like, don't worry about Taurus. Taurus got big shoulders. They can handle it, right? And I feel like you show everybody the happy face. It feels like you show everybody that you're in balance. I'm looking at the balance on this card, but actually you were out of balance, I want to say. Yeah, this scale is out of balance. I feel like you have to make some pretty tough decisions in your financial world. Where not to spend your money. It's time to roll it back. Maybe no more shoes, no more purses, no more Armani suits. You know what I mean? Maybe it's time to roll it in just a little bit. But I feel like you will have triumphant success once you get your crap together in Virgo season. That's what it feels like here. All right. So how do you get to your financial goals? It's balance. And I think that's what this is saying, right? It's balance. That's what you need in your financial situation here. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like there is new money coming, I want to say. For those of you who are wondering, am I going to get the job? Will I get the promotion? I feel like there is new money coming for you that is going to be rendering you financially stable here. And the King of Pentacles is the overgiver, right? This is the person who is the overgiver. So I feel like whatever you gave away that left you in a pinch, because I feel like it's probably mostly charity, that you're helping other people, giving other people money, energy, time, and it feels like you need to make a decision to cut that out. I think that's what this sword is about. And I feel like it brings you back into balance financially. I feel like for some of you, if you're lending money to family, that's what it feels like with the 10 of Pentacles here. People who are family feel like family. Maybe it's an adult child who's having a hard time of it. It feels like here that in order for you to become financially stable, you need to find some balance. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying don't help. I'm saying you need to roll it in. You need to look at your finances, go over the details in Virgo season. That's the beautiful energy that Virgo offers us. And it's time for you to do that. It's time for you to take a look at exactly where everything is going. And you might have to start saying no to some people in order to get balance. One more card. We have the Fool. Don't make foolish mistakes. Don't be foolish with giving it away. I know it makes you feel good because you want to help, but I feel like don't take any risks. Don't take any financial risks, right? The Fool in the reverse tells me that if you step off and you don't know what's at the bottom here, if you haven't done your research, that you could become the fool, that somebody is going to try and play you for a fool. Because you are the King of Pentacles, right? That is Taurus energy, feminine or masculine. And I feel like it's probably someone who's related to you because the 10 of Pentacles is here. So it's probably a sister, brother, mother, father, or maybe an adult child, possibly. Could be a friend that you consider to be family as well. And the last question here, is there a new romantic partner in the future? I feel like there is, and you're going to have choices. You're going to have decisions to make. Look, everything is changing, right? There are some risks that you're going to take here. You're going to jump off the edge, but I feel like when you do, you're going to fly. Unless it comes to the finances. Oh, we didn't look at this, did we? Oh, but let's look at this first here. We're looking at this. What is the most important thing that you should be working on, Taurus? I think you're supposed to be working on your perspective, how you've been looking at things. It's time to change your mind, right? Change is here. Tell me about sacrifice, please. Tell me about the Hanged Man. That's what this is, the Hanged Man energy. We do have the Page of Swords. We do have the Four of Wands. And we have the Six of Cups. So I feel like the question being, what is the most important thing you should be working on? It feels like you should be working on some sort of perspective. I feel like somebody needs a change in perspective and a lesson, because the Page of Swords is here, and that's the student. And the student is looking over at the Judgment. So it feels like there are some lessons that need to be learned here, lessons that are going to require decisions to be made. Maybe decisions that are going to require sacrifice. And when I say sacrifice, I mean that maybe when the family comes, right, the Six of Cups here, when the family or the person that you know, the person that you love, the person you've known forever, when they come and ask you for financial help, or can you take me here, can you take me there, it's time to stop pandering to these people. I feel like you're supposed to learn or look at the Four of Wands. You need the stability. I feel like that's what you're supposed to be focused on. And it is all about changing your mind and having a different perspective. And I'm not telling you not to help the people who need it the most in your life, but what I'm telling you is don't do it to the point where you're going to be off balance. You're the one that needs stability. This is a lesson that you have to learn, that sacrifice is good, but you cannot sacrifice everything. You can't sacrifice everything for the spouse, everything for the children, everything for the family and the friends. When there's nothing left for you, you're shortening your life. You have to take some of it back. It's a different perspective here. All right. So now let's take a look at this. The new romantic partner in the future. I think there's going to be more than one, and I feel like you're going to have to make choices here. So choose wisely. We do have the Wheel of Fortune. There it is. Yep, it's telling me that you are going to have a lot of opportunity in new prospects in love here. We do have the Tower. Wow. Excuse me. And we have the Eight of Swords. Oh no, Taurus. Look, I feel like this Tower, look, there's love in the distance here too in the future. Just confirming what I just said, the Lovers and the Two of Cups. So the Wheel of Fortune, of course, is change. It's right here, right? The wheel is here. And I feel like the wheel is moving in your favor. And I want to say that because of this new love energy that's coming in here. It is emotional. And I feel like that there is a big change that's coming. It's a realization, Taurus, that whatever you had been stuck to, like, it feels like I'm connecting with somebody who just cannot let go of the past. You can't let go of wanting to have another cycle with that person, even though it keeps crashing and burning. So it feels here like the Tower's coming in to pull down this illusion that you thought that you had to keep recycling the old relationships, whether it's like pure love, or whether it's like people that you feel comfortable with. Because sometimes it's not that you're actually in love with them. It might be a little bit of desire, but it's a default situation, Taurus. So I feel like the Tower comes in to give you time, a breath, to get you out of the default. It changes everything up, so you'll take a risk. And I feel like this is going to put you in your head here. It's going to make you feel some type of way that you don't have any control over what's going on. Because when the Tower shows up, it's a bit of a shit show, right? When the Tower shows up, that means everything is changing. And so for those of you who are going through a lot of hardship in your life right now, it's because you've asked for things. But please don't stop asking for things. But when you ask for things, the universe has to get things in order for things to work the way that you want them to. Do you want a new partner? That means we got to cut out the old ones. Not you, that maybe it's time for you to just turn your back, get them off your phone list, delete them from the messages. It's time for you to just stop. The Tower's going to help you with that if you want to clean some energy here. The Tower is, this is all the things that you built that were an illusion. The illusion is that you're attached to something else. That's the illusion. Everything is changing here, Taurus, and I feel like it's changing in your favor. Like I said, there is the Lovers and the Two of Cups here, and it's coming in aggressively. So I think in September, y'all are going to be like handling people like it's your second job. That's what it feels like here. Tell me what's about to change for Taurus, please. Justice. You're about to get justice here, Taurus. Strength. Look at all these majors showing up. Look, Taurus, there is a lot of stuff coming into your life that, look, there's so much change coming up. I feel like when the majors show up, you don't really have a choice as to what shows up. You can react or respond, and that is your agency, right? You can, if something shows up that's for you and you're not ready for it, you'll push it away and say, no, I'm not ready for it. But it's always going to come back around with judgment, right? You're always going to get that choice. If something is for you, it will never pass you by. It might go away because you shoo it away, but it's always going to come back again. So that's a lesson for you, though. If things keep coming back, you need to deal with them. Instead of just shooing them away, you need to cut the energy. Pay attention to the Tower. It seems here that I feel like what is changing is that you're coming out of hiding. I feel like you've been in hermit energy, gaining wisdom. I feel also what's changing here is that you are about to get a whole bunch of strength and courage to do the things that you need to do to get your justice. You are getting justice in some sort of situation here, Taurus, and it feels like something is about to be made right for you. The Devil. So for some of you, you could have some sort of an addiction that you're overcoming. You could have some sort of a spending habit that you're overcoming. It feels like you've gained wisdom on something and now you feel courageous enough to make it right. That's what it feels like. And those are the big changes that are coming for you here. We've got the Nine of Swords. Look, we've got this authority energy. Look, the authority, the person who is in charge here is you. And I feel like for some of you, this is one of the people that's coming for you in the future. But for others of you, it is you. I feel like you are the person making all the decisions. You're the only person that can get out of the cycle you've been stuck in. And that's what the Nine of Swords is for me. That it's time to get on. It's time to get on the motorcycle. It's time to get the heck out of Dodge here. You got to get out of this cycle here, Taurus. But I think you're going to have enough change going on in the month that it's going to be easy to make changes. But you have to be willing to make the changes. Because if you're shooing away everything new that arrives, then it's going to come back. But, you know, it's just... Some of you are shooing away people that you think are evil and terrible and awful. And maybe you're supposed to make well with them so you can move on. Or allow them to make well with you so they can move on. And the judgment is here for that. And so I'm going to go for now. Thank you, Taurus, for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. And I hope you're well. I'm going to go for now. Bye-bye, guys.